My name is Jeff.
You guys are probably wondering, what the hell was that, Chris? Why is it on the screen? When did this happen? What's happening? Well, there was a little bit of a leak in data mining that showed that Ghost is going to be returning to the Modern Warfare series. We don't know specifically when it's going to happen, but I'm kind of guaranteeing that in the most recent update or the updates coming, he is going to be coming to this game, because last week we had our major update. I wouldn't say it's that major, but they introduced, Shipment, and they introduced Cranked, and they introduced Nikto, whatever you want to say. After that update, if you notice on most of the TVs that you look at on the maps, there's a screen or image that pops up. So it's a static TV, and then slowly you can see it pans into a skull or a camera of a guy's face that is wearing a mask that has a skull. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that we're going to be getting Ghost in the next couple of updates. And I think that's absolutely awesome. Now, the main question we're going to be asking ourselves is where he fits when it comes to the operators and operations. Now, you obviously have your two sides for the operators, right? You have the Coalition, and then you have the Allegiance. Nikto is the most recent character that has come out, and that is for the Allegiance. The Coalition also got one, but we'll talk about that when we get to that side. So we're going to talk about the Allegiance first. So far you have 10 total operators for each side, for the Coalition and the Allegiance. But I'm not going to consider it default to be one. So you have for the Spetsnaz, Minotaur, which he's awesome. I like him a lot. He's my main character that I use, but I have Nikto selected because he is a new character. Then you also have Bale, which is a part of Spetsnaz. And as you can see, I'm going to pan down. You have 4 total operators for Spetsnaz right now, right? So that means that you're going to eventually get 4 for each one. But my question is, which one are we going to get next, right? So what I'm assuming is for the next season, we're going to end up getting maybe Ghost. Now, I don't know if it's either next season or next patch, specifically because we have Nikto and Nikto, whatever you want to call him, right? So you have Azur or Azir, I don't know honestly how to say his name. He's a part of Allegiance, but he's also a part of what they're called the Jackals. And so you have Jackals, which is 3. Then you also have the Chimera, which is 3. So my whole question is, which one is going to be coming for the Allegiance side? Because Ghost is actually part of the SAS, and the SAS is on the opposite side. They're not a part of Allegiance. They're part of the other operators. So you're going to have someone else come over as well, because we have one for Spetsnaz that was added, which is Nikto, and then you have Mara, which was added for the other side. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a new Jackal or a new Chimera. My opinion is we're going to end up getting a new Jackal. And then when we get a new Jackal, we're going to get the Ghost skin or the Ghost operator for the completely new operator. Not just the skin, sorry. A completely new operator for the SAS, which is going to be Ghost. Because if you don't know, like I mentioned, he was a part of the SAS. That's in his lore or whatever you want to call it. His backstory or his background. So as you see, we have 3 Chimeras. You had Sid right here. You have Igor. And then obviously you have Kruger. Kruger is probably the most used, I've noticed, when it comes to the Chimeras, because he's the coolest looking operator. So let's talk about the Coalition. So what I mentioned before is, in my opinion, Ghost is going to be added to the Coalition and the SAS. So if you look at the SAS, you have Throne, Charlie, and you have Otter. Those are the 3 SAS characters. And you're going to see for the Warcom, there's 4. Now, the 4 characters for Warcom, I'm not really going to get too into it, but I do want to talk about the third one in, which is the most recent that was announced. And her name is Mara. Now, they added her through the Battle Pass for, obviously Tier 1. I think it's Tier 1 if I'm not mistaken. So you get Mara from Tier 1, and you can tell Warcom has 4. Now, I'm under the impression that SAS is going to end up adding their 4th, which is going to be Ghost. And the reason why I think it's going to be Ghost is because, one, it was kind of data mined that he is going to be introduced into Modern Warfare. We just don't know when. And obviously, like I showed you the snippet, you could see that if you pause the video, you can see that his picture is on screen, or a face or a skull, more or less, is on the screen. So I think that he's going to be added. The real question is, how is he going to be added and how is he going to be unlocked? Now, in my opinion, I think they're going to add him as a $20 skin like they did with Nikto or Nikto. It'd be really cool if they added him where you can earn him, but I just don't think that he's going to be earnable. So I think that you're going to have to unlock him by buying him. Now, they're obviously not going to introduce him right away. I think that they're going to introduce him either at the end of the season or the new season as the new skin, because they did that with Nikto. If you remember Season 1 when it was announced a couple of weeks ago, they showed obviously Mara, which was announced with the Battle Pass, and then Nikto came out last Tuesday, which obviously was the huge bundle that they had. Those are the 2 new operators that were announced. I'm under the impression, like I said, that he's going to be announced either at the end of the season or at the beginning of next season, because season 2 would make sense if they introduce Ghost, because people would be like, oh, okay, how do we get him? And maybe they'll do it for the battle pass. That'd be awesome if they did it with the battle pass, because they'd make a lot of money if people bought the battle pass for that skin, the $10. But in my opinion, that's not really how we've noticed Modern Warfare or Activision to work. They're mainly money hungry, so they're probably more or less going to go with the $20 bundle. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. My name's Candle. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace.